Optic Texas finally take on the throne and win Call of Duty Champs after 7 years. Today, we're going to be breaking down the first map. We're going to be going through the Karachi, showing you exactly how they played it so I wouldn't say perfectly, but how they kind of stuck together, used teamwork to kind of go through and power past a very strong New York subliner. So starting off, let's kind of break it down. You guys are going to see the map here, of course, on the bottom left. So we're going to be kind of going through, and I really want you guys to pay attention to the map. So as we kind of talk through, I'm also going to be showing you guys TAC maps. So with TAC maps, what we'll be able to do is kind of show you the different ways that they were running, different things they were doing. And overall, I think just kind of looking at the teamwork aspect, I think is really important. So right now, if you go through, you can see off the break here, okay? In the middle, you know, Shotzi's going to go across, he's going to dive through. Very important. The start is a grenade. Grenades are so important, especially at the start where there's no trophy systems. You want to make sure you're utilizing and maximizing your chance of getting those kills. So off the break, I'm just going to play it out and see what happens. So you can see they go through, he kind of slides across. Obviously in these scenarios, when you're an SMG player, you always want to be like cameraing your opponent, okay? So if I can back away slightly, you kind of want to make sure that, okay, there's a player on my left here. So look what shots he does. He sees Hydra on his left. His first thought is, okay, instead of just running at him, let me slide past him so it's harder for him to hit me. So he slides past him. You can see he goes through and then jumps backwards. It's actually Kismet. So he ends up killing Kismet. So there's the first one. Now what they're going to do is they're in a 4 versus 2. So in this scenario, if we kind of look at the mini map, this is where it's really important. Pred has the whole left hand side. So I'm actually going to take you guys to the left screen here on the left monitor, and I want you guys to look at the setup. So on P1, what we actually have is we have Pred holding this left hand side. This is so important because now the rest of Optic, they can focus their attention kind of watching this front alleyway. They've basically tunneled in the rest of New York through this little alleyway here. So if you're New York subliners right now, you don't have a lot of room to work with. You have this area here or this area here. They could take the ultra route here, but I think Optic are going to kind of realize that if nobody pushes in the next 10 seconds, then they're going to realize that somebody could be on the potential pinch. But for now, most of the focus is going to be on this area, and there's 2 members of New York up. So in this scenario, if you're New York subliners, what you don't want to do, and I see this a lot with subscribers when I'm coaching them, is let's say this is the scenario, okay? There's 2 of you up. There's 2 people just spawning in. Yes, you're losing points. Yes, you're down by 10, 15 seconds. You don't want to just run in a 1 versus 4 and lose your life, because what happens is you have a chain effect. As they're rotating out, as they're pushing through, you just died, you're now spawning out. And then he goes in by himself, and it's just a chain effect. So then you're constantly in a 2 versus 4. So what you want to do in this scenario is wait for your teammates. Wait for 3 and 4, okay? Just kind of go through, try to work an angle, try to get 1 kill, because as soon as you get a kill, let's say Sib here, right? Let's say Sib kills number 4. Okay, cool. Now, when your teammates push through, now you have the numbers, and you're going to need it to break this setup. So make sure in these scenarios, you're not just constantly pushing on. No, you're taking your time and you're making sure you're playing it effectively. And you see right now, they're kind of doing that. Sib's backing away, he's getting some damage off. He's not overcommitting, which is really important. He goes through, but Optic doing a phenomenal job locking down the lanes. Kenny's going to push forward, and there you go. Just like I mentioned, Sib played it really well. He took his time, played the off angles, waited for an overcommitment. Now, the thing about Kenny's play there, I don't mind it, because if he got the kill there, it would have been really impactful, and it probably would have guaranteed the rest of the time there, because it would have been 4v3. They would have had total map control. So I don't mind him going for that play there. They still have a lot of map control. You see Pred still on the left hand side. If we look at the mini map once again, we can just see the angle. So I want you to pay attention to the kill feed here. So in this scenario, shots is going through, but I want you to really pay attention to Pred here, okay? This is where off angles are so important. Look where Pred's sitting right now, and look at the arrows on New York. None of them are really expecting him. So Pred's sitting at the off angle. So if we go to the left screen once again, TAC maps, Pred isn't sitting top 3rd, which is kind of popular. What he's doing, he's sitting kind of deep here. He's sitting this area here, but he's telling his teammates, right, I've got your whole left-hand side. If anybody crosses the bridge, if anybody crosses below, I'll let you guys know I have it. So you guys don't need to worry about this cut. So right now, he's basically telling his teammates, don't worry about this area. If I give the call out, then turn around. So what that means is Shotzi only has to worry about his front. You see how teamwork is really important? It really breaks down what you need to watch. Very important stuff there. So if we go back to the other screen, you can see right now, look at Pred on the minimap. He ends up going, basically waiting for an angle. He'd kill Skies, and then he kills Kismet. Now Dashy's up top. He's able to watch over. Hydra gets aggressive. He gets a kill. Sib is by himself. Again, Sib playing as well, not getting too aggressive. He doesn't need to. He's 1v4. He can't really do anything. So he's just backing Dashy off, which is a good play. But in this scenario, Optic have total control. Really good stuff here. Now let's pay attention to the minimap once again. What's going on now? So the P1's basically done. 20 seconds left. And this scenario, what they're trying to do is play for P2. So they know they're going to be spawning on the left side of the map. So they're trying to play cuts here. So Pred's doing a fantastic job. Good position, good angle. Gets a shot off, instantly backs away, and now he's going to start rotating. So Dashi gets one. And I'm not going to lie, Kismet kind of goes insane here. Kismet shouldn't be allowed to get a two-piece here. This one was kind of a difficult gunfight, but he absolutely fries Dashi, so fair play to him. And he ends up saving that kind of 10 seconds and allows him to get the rotation. So good play from Kismet there, I'm not going to lie to you. But now as we go through, this is where Kenny can be so impactful. So if we kind of pause this scenario here, let's take a look at the minimap and kind of what's going on in all the players' head, okay? So I'm going to set this up on my attack map for a second. I want you guys to really look at the minimap here while I set this up. So we have a number 4, we have a member on the green wall kind of going over the jump up. So I'm just setting this up on the other screen, bear with me. So he's kind of going over the jump up, and we have another player spawning over there. Then we have 2 members on New York on the other side. So as we go through, I'm just making sure you guys can see it with me. There you go. So right now you can see this is the kind of scenario, okay? They have a player, where is it? Where was the other one? Okay, so they have 2 players in the hill. There you go, perfect. So they have 1 player watching over, 1 player on the hill, and they have like this is kind of New York setup right now, okay? So if you think about it, New York have very common knowledge that Optic members are spawning on this side of the map, okay? So what they're going to be doing is they're going to try trapping them there. They're going to try to trap them here. They're going to watch the cuts and make sure they can't escape. So if you somehow break the lines, if you are a Kenny right now and you're over there, you need to play this very smart because they shouldn't really expect you. So what you need to do is take your timing, play it smart, try to get something going here. Because if you die, if you're Kenny and you die here, what happens is you then spawn there, they have you trapped. They have you trapped. So if you guys find yourself in this scenario where your teammates are spawning out, so right now his teammates are spawning out, the other team are pre-aiming them from good angles. The other team have them kind of locked in, right? So the other team are doing a really good job here. If you're Kenny and you somehow get a good timing or whatever it may be, right? You're behind enemy lines. You need to play it careful. You need to take your timing, try to maybe sneak on behind them, do something so that the energy goes towards you. Everyone's looking towards you, and then it gives you time for your teammates to escape. That's a key factor there. So let's play it out and see what happens. So Kenny's behind enemy lines. He takes his time here. You see Sib ends up taking out Pred, and this is very important. Look at the minimap. Dashi's going to go through and end up dying as well. So Kenny, 2 people down, has to play this patiently, and this is where patience is really important. Number 6 is right here, and this is a gunfight that makes or breaks this hill. Look at this gunfight right here. If Sib killed Kenny, what would have happened? Well, every single arrow here, if Sib, let me back that away actually. So in this scenario, Optic member dies, so they're coming through this left side, okay? So in this scenario, this is kind of what's happening. You have 3 members of Optic on the left side of the map, and you have Kenny here. Sib goes through. If Sib kills Kenny here, let's say Kenny runs and Sib kills him, what happens? Kenny spawns out there, okay? Now, if you are New York, you get somebody in the back area, you get somebody sitting on this ledge, you get Sib over there, maybe sitting up there, and you have a really strong setup. The whole of Optic are kind of stuck now. They're kind of stuck on the left side of the map, right? Especially with the score being what it is, you actually get back into the game and start taking the lead, and you spawn them very far out, especially going to P3. So this is what you want as New York. But just from Kenny getting that 1 kill, over there, this is what I mean by playing it patiently, really important. He takes his time, he waits. Sib doesn't even expect him, he kills Sib. Now Sib's going to spawn further out, and as he goes through now, these 2 are going to be a bit more occupied. They're not going to be able to just watch the back alley because they're going to be worried about Kenny. So this guy's going to be tweaking. This guy's going to turn his attention around. And now you give yourself time for number 2 and number 3 to make a play. So now the other 2 members can make a play, and they're allowed to pinch, all because of Kenny's play there to kind of play on the off angle, wait for Sib, get the kill. Let's pay attention to the arrows together. Now look at number 5. He's immediately repositioned. He's now looking at Kenny. He's no longer looking at the back alley. You see the spawns are flipped here. They're going through. There's 1 more down. Kenny sneaks on by, and he gets through, gets into the hill. Just like that, he actually gets that kill as well. Insane play from Kenny. Now look at the back alley, number 4. Number 4 now is a free entrance. Why? Because Hydra is distracted by Kenny. Yes, he's probably going to get the trade here. But look, now if you look at the minimap, he's able to get the kill on Hydra there. So that only happened because of Kenny's distraction. Without Kenny making that play, Dashi wouldn't be able to get the edge on Hydra. So it's kind of a domino effect. So when you guys are out in the open, make sure you play your life well, take your timing as well, just like Kenny did there, to kind of create the space for Dashi to go through, get out of the spawn trap, and carry on with the momentum. Really good stuff there from Kenny, and good reaction from Dashi. But I'm not gonna lie, Kenny made the play there. Goes through, Shotzi finds a gap, excellent kill. Just like that, 40 seconds left. They know exactly where they're spawning from. You want to cut the lanes here. I love talking about cutting the lanes. I always talk about it, and it's very important. Right now, you know the team from New York are getting aggressive through this side. So look, they're getting off the hill. They're cutting the lanes. They're trying to kill them across the map. They're trying to get aggressive here. Same thing. They get another kill. They get another kill. Now, at this scenario, New York did a really good job of kind of firing through. But if you pause right now, what are New York trying to do? They're trying to set up a trap. They're trying to set up something for the long run. They're trying to make it hard for Optic to escape. So they're going through and they're trying to get kills there. Let's pay attention to the minimap. Number 5 is backing away, okay? Instantly, if I'm thinking out loud, what would a number 5 do in this scenario? He knows, okay, right now, New York have this side of the map, okay? We're going into P3. We're going into P3. So what we want to do if we're New York, we want to keep Optic as far away as possible. We want to keep Optic trapped around there. We want to keep Optic trapped around there, okay? So right now, what New York are doing is they're getting kills and they're spawning them far away, and they're going to make sure that they have every angle covered to keep them trapped there. That is their end goal in this scenario. So let's kind of play it through and see what they're doing. So look, Hydra goes through. He's sitting in the hill here. By the way, insane play from Hydra. And this is the guy that can just win you his ones. Like, he's so annoying to play against because even right now, look what he does. He gets one, gets him weak, backs away, kills this player, goes through, drop shots, gets a second. Like, he just gets a 3-piece out of nothing. Now, if you look at the map where they're spawning, Shotzi and Kenny spawn further back. So just from Hydra being annoying, getting a 2-piece, he's delayed their push for an extra 15 seconds. So it's not even just about, oh, he's one of the best players in the game. No, just the impact he has by himself gets a 3-piece there. Insane play. Really good play from Dashi to read that. I thought it was a great angle from Sib, but Dashi takes him off there. And now you can see New York kind of retracting it. They're watching through middle. They're playing for that first wave. First of all, I like the way Optic are breaking this. They're all pinching. They're all going through. They're all going through. They're trying to pinch here. They're not kind of stacking one side. The problem with stacking one side is you get to an area where it's very easy for ARs to kind of beam over. So doing a good job, going through to see what they can do here. Again, they're just doing a really good job kind of breaking the hill here, but this hill's not easy to break. They're doing a good job, but it's not good enough here. Skies goes through, pops the 3, and just like that is able to kind of hold the rest of the hill. So this hill doesn't really change too much. We're going to forward it slightly. Nothing crazy really happens, but we're going to take it to the new hill here. So it's 6 seconds left. You see Optic at the scrap time. New York start to rotate. So New York have a really good lead here, about 50-second lead. And honestly, it was just that last hard point. It really allowed them to take over. Now we're going to pay attention to the minimap, see what's going on. So this hill isn't easy to hold. It really isn't. 2 spawns behind 7. So we're really looking at the minimap now to see what's going on. Kismet's by himself. So in this scenario where you're by yourself, he now knows, okay, my team is spawning out. Logically, the player's going to come up the ladder. Now, this is just one of those trade scenarios where he knows someone's coming up the ladder, but Shotzi knows he's here. So Shotzi plays it really well using his pistol. Really good stuff there. I think Kismet could have done slightly better. I don't mind him putting the trophy down. Obviously, the grenades were coming in. It's just a timing thing. A good play from, what's his face, Shotzi there. And then again, Hydra just bails him out. He gets a 3-piece out of nothing. And this is what I mean. The guy's insane, bro. He just gets a 3-piece out of nothing, and he creates space for his team. And this is against the best team in the world right now, Optic Texas. Hydra just makes so much space for himself. If his team played better, this would have been a completely different grand final. I think Kismet really struggled this series, I'm not going to lie. I think Sib and Hydra, they were shooting, man. They were shooting. And I'm an Optic fan, so I was getting worried when I saw the first map, Hydra kind of popping off the way he did. But even right now, the way they're stretching the map, they know exactly what's happening. They know Optic Texas is spawning on P2. So if we pay attention to the minimap, what's going on here? What we can learn from New York, I know they lost this map, right? Again, I'm an Optic fan, but what we can learn from them is some of their setups, they really stretch the opponents out, and I think they do a really good job. So right now, let's just make New York blue again, okay? So right now, Optic Texas are spawning around this area here, okay? This is really important to understand. New York are spawning, they're probably, I can't remember where they're spawning, like wherever, they're spawning on the other side of the map, like around this side, okay? So right now, if you're the red team, let's just make it simple to understand. The red team, let's just say they're spawning in this area here. With 24 seconds left, they're going to want to rotate. So they might send 1 or 2 through this way. But if you're in New York right now, what you have is you've got a lot of map control. So you can have someone standing up there, for example. So what Optic might do, they might send 1 or 2 throughout the pinch, right? Why? Because they're trying to get to P5. They're trying to get to P5 control. So if you're Optic right now, you might send 1 or 2 on the pinch. But what New York are doing is they have Hydra stretched out super far across the map. So they have full intel here. He can basically call out to his team, right? Anybody coming through this line of sight, Hydra will be able to see. So he essentially can see the whole of middle map and the whole of the right. So that means the rest of New York for now, they can pay their attention to the left. So let's say they have someone top 3, for example. He only needs to worry about middle map once Hydra gives the call, okay, Shotzi's jumped across. You see where I'm coming from? So he doesn't need to worry about middle map right now because Hydra's got the insight. He's got the knowledge here from where he's sitting. So they can see, for example, if two people go across, he has all of the knowledge here and his teammates can then make a play and react. So let's see what they do here and how they play it. So right now you see Hydra sitting in a great spot. I just want to back away slightly and see how that one works out. So like I said, look, they've got them trapped here. Number 8 Hydra, he's got them all the way at the right here. And you can see Kismet's watching the top and the other two are sitting on the hill. So just kind of like how I spoke about, they got all the knowledge on the right. So they're trapping Optic through the left here. Now let's pay attention to the minimap. So all the gunfights are going through the left. Number 3, Pred's trying to make a play. He's trying to rotate, but he doesn't even spot Hydra. So like I said, Hydra right now, he has all of the knowledge. There is zero way that anyone from Optic can get across to middle without Hydra knowing it, unless they come through the left with 3 members of New Yorker. So he goes through and gets the first kill. As soon as you get the first kill, you want to reposition. Why? Because his teammates might be there. So just a side note, you always want to reposition. Sib gets 2, Hydra gets 1. This was a really, really good play there. Now, what I think they did a bit wrong, I would say, with 20 seconds left, I think they overcommitted slightly. I think they needed somebody a little bit further back. I don't think they needed all 3 players on the hill here, because if you look now, what actually happened is they got 4 down and they actually lose spawns there. So I don't think they wanted to do that, to be honest with you. They actually lost spawns there and they gave Optic the new setup. So in those scenarios, I think they played it really well in terms of the kills, but they needed somebody a little bit further back, just kind of guaranteeing those spawns at the back of the new hill. But now we go through and you can see Optic have the setup, not by their not by their skill, by the way. They literally got 4 down and then just got the kind of fortunate spawn here. Sib, I'm not gonna lie, I think he trolls there. I do think he trolls there because Optic are getting back into the game. First of all, Kenny with a huge 2-piece on ult. Right now, number 7 is going through. So number 7 has some space here. It's Kismet. Kismet and Sib right now, I think they got to be a little bit more aggressive. They have to be a little bit more aggressive. It looks like they're waiting for the cruise missile to come in. But right now, you can see Kismet's behind him. He needs to be going through. He needs to be getting that kill quicker there. He takes out Dashi, but I don't think him and Sib and Kismet's teamwork was at the top level here. I think they should have done a bit better. They were basically a 2 versus 2 and Pred gets 1, Kismet gets 1, but at the end of the day, Optic still hold the hill here. And I think this is where Optic really come back into the game. When you have a 70-point lead like they did, I think you just got to be a bit more aggressive there and really stop them in their flow. Like right now, you can see Sib playing for a streak. And honestly, I think this was the downfall for New York here because they just allowed Optic to get back in the game. And this is where when I was watching, I was super nervous. I was like, this might be New York's game, but honestly, this right here, I think they just gave it to them. They gave them the whole hard point. They didn't really push. I know Sib's playing for a streak. Obviously, you want to play for your streak, but I just think giving them the whole 60 to play for a streak, I don't know if it's worth it. Ends up getting the streak anyway, which is a good play. But again, they just give them so much time here. Kismet, really good read down to Shotzi. And now you're going into P1. It's not ideal, but you can see some progress there. You're like, okay, we're still in a good position. However, Pred is one off a streak as well. And just in terms of Pred, the patience he has here is really good. Whenever I'm playing in this scenario, I'll slide in right here. But just to play this little off angle and wait, I thought was really smart because I personally wouldn't do that. I probably would just run in, and I'm quite an aggressive player. So sometimes I like to see like Pred right now. I think he played it so smart, and you can see the timing worked out perfectly. All because he took his time there. He was able to go through and get the cruise missile. So kind of learning from that play. And as I say that, 4 go down. This is important, really important stuff there. As soon as 4 goes down, okay, we're now on the new hardpoint. We're on P1, okay. So there's 2 main spawns. One spawn's gonna be around there. One spawn, let's just say around there, okay? It's not direct, but it's around that area. So as we go into P1, what do we want right now? We're Optic Texas, okay? So we're the blue team in this scenario. There are 4 people down. So what you want to do is instantly, you want somebody covering this left street. You want somebody taking out this left street, okay? You want somebody taking out this right street, and you want somebody watching this middle lane. That's kind of what you want. You want somebody watching that, somebody watching that, somebody watching that. That's what you want right now, because you know the red team are going to come through those main areas. So immediately Pred goes to the right, and he has so many angles and options to choose from. The wider he goes, the more spread out he goes, the harder it's going to be for New York to find him, right? Because they're focused on the hill. Same thing for the other side. You have Kenny or someone here, I can't remember who it is, but they're going to go to the left here. So you can see how they're stretching out the map. They're not playing compact in the middle. They're not playing, because imagine if they sat like this. I see so many people in gold when I'm kind of coaching, they like setups like this, right? The problem is you have no map control. You can get naded, you can get killed from so many angles because this is your whole setup, right? But if you look at the pros team, what they do now, as soon as they get 4 down, which isn't that common, right? It's quite a hard thing to do. As soon as they get 4 down, they make sure they punish the enemy team. They stretch the map. So now one's there, one's going to be there. Now the actual line of the map is so much wider. So if you're in New York now, you have so much more to worry about because this is their setup compared to having a setup like this, you see? So it's a lot more difficult to deal with. Now, obviously, the problem is you're isolating your players, right? So you could get killed in separate gunfights, but it's quite hard for them to do that because they don't know where you are. So look what I say, just as I said, Pred immediately going to find a different angle. He's going to go very wide here. He's actually going to go extremely wide, go through and basically play the back of the map there. 3 people go through New York. Obviously, the street comes in, which isn't ideal. They end up getting the kill. So just like I said, the problem with Pred's play there was he's isolated. He does get killed. I do think the crews had something to do with it. But they go through, shots, he takes out 1, Dashi gets 1, and they end up getting a 2-piece from Dashi. Really big stuff there to save that hill. And again, it's just those plays like that. Those 2 pieces that we don't really see that really win you the hard points like that. It's another 20 seconds right there from Dashi. Kenny goes in, great play from Kenny, gets another one. 10 seconds left, and now they can put pressure onto New York. So they know New York is at the new hill, right? So again, this is about putting pressure on the map pair. Kenny makes him weak. He's going to go through. Skies takes out Shotzi, but they're not panicking. They're back in the game and they've got some time to work with. So as they go through now, Sib doing a great job getting another kill. And what you want to do is for your Optic is take your time, get 1 or 2 kills, and then break it effectively. So he's going through the front. He's finding the gaps here. Really good stuff, by the way. Finding the gaps, taking his time, going through. And you can see he almost gets one there, but New York did an excellent job. I'm not going to lie. They get 4 down. Pred, he's by himself here. What do you want to do? Don't run out. You're by yourself. Take your time, play your life. And that's what he's doing so well here. And this is what I spoke about earlier. You don't want to just run out if you're by yourself. No, take your time here. You don't need to run. You don't need to panic. The game's not over yet. You have plenty of time. And look what he does. He actually gets a 2-piece. I think this is really important to note because so many times when I watch people in this scenario, when they're by themselves, they kind of run out and try and make a play. You don't need to do that. Take your time, get some kills. Now think about it. Now his teammates with him, he's now 4 versus 2 on the hill because he got a 2-piece. So if anything, Hydra kind of trolled there by overchalling. So now you can see number 2 is going to cut the lanes. Shotzi can't speak English. Shotzi goes through. He ends up playing a really good angle, takes out another one. And now he's in the danger zone. He goes through, he makes another one weak, but Optic have the number advantage. And I think Pred there was the main man. I think Pred's 2-piece was excellent there. Really, really influential to kind of breaking that hill. Although Shotzi made the play to actually get in the hill, I think none of that would have happened without Pred getting the 2-piece because they had the numbers advantage. As we go across there, Pred once again making a massive play on the left-hand side. Look at the death of number 7. Look at the death of Kismet there. Kismet was trying to go through behind and kind of flip the spawns there. So Pred kind of shut that down. Just like earlier. Now, New York are the ones on the back foot. Not in terms of score, but in terms of rotation. So Pred's going to watch the far left here. If you're Pred, you just really have to play for a kill. So if you look at the minimap, Dashi is the far right. Pred is the far left. The only thing open is middle. So you see number 1 on the hill watching middle. So now 2 has a free roam to play. So if we go through to attack maps once again, you have 1 player on Optic, which is Pred. He's going to be sitting up here watching the left street, okay? You have 1 player on the hill, which is going to be Kenny. So we're now on P3. This is really important to know kind of what's happening here. So you have Kenny and P3 watching middle. So let's see what's going on. So Pred has left street. Kenny has middle. Dashi has the right street. You're giving Shotzi a free life to roam. So what you're saying to Shotzi is, right, Shotzi, we need you to be annoying. We need you to be everywhere. You don't have a set role right now. What you're going to be doing is wherever they're pushing from, they could push from anywhere right now, right, left, middle. We don't really know. You're just going to kind of sense the pressure. But what you want to do if you're Shotzi is play your life, go through, be annoying to deal with, get behind them. Like say they're standing there, right? Let's say this is their setup. You just need to be annoying. You really need to be annoying. You need to get behind them, get a kill, get 2, then back away. These guys are going to look for you. Just slow them down, like make them work for it, make them tweak. This player has a free roamer, and you want Shotzi doing that, you want Hydra doing that, you want a BZ doing that. Those kind of aggressive SMGs, those are the ones you want being in that free roam position. Someone like Pred, he's really good at that, but he's even better at doing this, holding the angle like he is now. He's one of the best in the game at it. Even though he's an SMG, he's so good at playing that role. But now you have Shotzi, like I mentioned, kind of in that free roam role. He actually committed wrong. He thought they were going to come through the right, doesn't quite work out. Now you can see Pred spawns by the bridge. He's going to go through. Penny still has middle. Pred's going to kind of go through, and this was a massive gunfight from Hydra. Again, just using that aggression, using his movement, absolutely fries them there. And once again, Kenny goes big here. He goes across. You see Shotzi, most of the time he makes a right play there. This time he kind of caught bad timing. He went to help Dashi, didn't work out. Left Dashi, and then Dashi gets killed. So one of those things where didn't work out this hill, but really good angle here. Takes out Shotzi. So he takes out Sib, immediately repositions. Kismet goes in. Now Kenny knows, okay, Kismet is behind me, but he's a little bit weak here. So Kenny knows he's probably going to trade him, right? He's probably going to push him. So immediately slide cancels in and gets the kill. Another 2-piece that I think saves the game right there. I think that play there, I'm going to say save the game. If they lose that, let's just take a look at the minimap. Kenny right now, if he's dead and Kismet's on the hill, what happens? This 25 seconds goes to the side of New York. That is how important that one kill was. That one kill just made this game from a 190 to New York to a 180 to Optic. It was an insane kill. He gets another one, backs away, and now they just have someone to deal with. They got another player to deal with. He goes through, he's waiting again, different off angle, almost gets another one. But you could just see the pressure they're putting on them. And I really do think Kenny right there might have just saved the game. It wasn't as impactful as I thought because the rest of the time did go to New York, but it definitely was a big play there, just because those 25 seconds are so crucial. But Optic's still in a deficit here. You look back and you say they're doing well, but New York just have something about them right now. New York just playing really good hardpoint, and I have to say it's Hydra kind of stepping up when he needs to. And even Sib, to be fair, Sib on the slaying department is absolutely tearing on as well. Go through Shotzzy, although he's making the plays, he's not having the kills as you like to see. And this is kind of Shotzzy's playstyle. He's still having an impact. I think it's so important. Having a player like this being annoying and impactful with 13 kills is so crucial. And that's kind of why he's one of the best players in the game, because even if he's not slaying out fully, he's just being so annoying to deal with. But when he does slay out, then it's a completely different game. Then the other team don't even have a chance. Right now he goes through, there's a big two-piece. And again, Kenny, I think Kenny was probably the star of map 1, I'm not gonna lie to you. Dash had a bit of a quiet one, Pred did okay as well, but for me, Kenny, just the plays he was making at all times was probably the star for me. Going through Pred, watching middle map pair, they're just trying to get back into the game, but it's all about the rotation. This is gonna be everything. The cruise missile comes in. Now this is something I don't really like. I don't understand. Now this, I know in the moment, it's probably very hectic in terms of communication, but I don't understand right now why number 2 and number 4 are not taking up space on the hill. I don't understand why they're staying inside right now. If we kind of look what just happened, they should be taking up space by that car. Dashi should be pushing through. He knows the last 3 people now are that side of the hill, right? They should be pushing through and taking space. Because what happened is Sib now is out in the open and Sib gets a 2-piece. Like, look, great shots from Sib, but honestly, I think Optic trolled that. They should have already crossed before Sib even pre-aimed them. Once the streak came in, they should have crossed. And that's why I think Kenny was MVP, because even right there, I think they trolled. I think they should have got the kill, but Kenny with a huge 2-piece slows them down, and now they're on the back foot again. And they shouldn't be on the back foot right now. New York should have probably got the rest of that hill time based on what just happened. Sib, insane kill again. Because you see right now where Skies is, okay? You can actually get some good shots off watching over this area, but once they're on the hill, it's a lot harder. Once they're on the right by the cars, it's a lot harder to break, as you're seeing right now. Optic can't really break from here. Going through, Hydra takes that one, and you can see again, reposition after every kill. You want to reposition. It's so crucial. Goes through, great shots from Kenny there onto Kismet. Hydra's by himself. And in this scenario, this is anyone's game, but you still favor New York. You know, up by 20, you think New York probably take this one. But as you're going to see, Optics do such a good job here. And look what Kenny does once again. Jumps across, short jump, absolutely fries Hydra. Just plays like that, like you can't even look at the scoreboard and say what happened there. Like, that was unbelievable. Skies goes through again, Kenny playing his life. And those 3 kills right there might have just changed the tide of the game right now, because now you're on P1. P1 can be a bit of a money hill, but I want to pay attention to Shotzzy here. Shotzzy versus Sib, this gunfight inside is so crucial. As soon as Shotzzy gets that kill, they now know, okay, we now have the whole map. We literally have the whole map, because before that, what happened was this. So we're red, okay, we're Optic. So Shotzi's in there, Dashy's there, Kenny's, I think, around there. Let's just say Pred's spawning up there, okay? You now know the whole of New York is on this side of the map. I don't know exactly where, if I'm Optic, but I know the whole of New York is on this side of the map. So we have different angles. We're in a good spot. But as soon as Sib goes through, if Sib kills Shotzzy here, right? Shotzzy spawns out. We now worrying a little bit. We can't just sit here and watch this head glitch. No, we have to worry about middle. So it just immediately makes us tweak a little bit. We have to worry about middle, and then there's a gap that opens up. So Shotzzy getting that kill was so crucial, because now you don't have to worry about middle. Now you don't have to worry about anything. All you have to do is worry about the cuts. Kenny gets one, jumps across. He knows someone kind of snuck through earlier. Again, playing his angles. Hydra, I think, gets stuck in a really bad spot there, but Kenny, again, what a plays on a 5 streak, chucks a grenade once again and just backs away. Just the decision making, once again, stretching the map out, so crucial. I don't do this enough, but stretching the map is so vital, and I think I learned that a lot this weekend watching Kenny and Pred. A lot of the times they'll stretch the map out, play wider angles to make it harder for them to break the hill. Really good stuff there. Again, something I don't talk about all the time, but stretching the map just makes it so hard for them to do anything. Cruise comes in. Not saying it's a waste of a cruise because they got the information, but obviously could have done slightly better with it, but that's okay. Right now they're not worried about that. They got the information, they know they have the whole map control, and that cruise can still be valuable. 10 seconds left, they're in the new hill. again, Kenny just getting out of the hill right now. Why? To get, this is so important. This bit here, I'm going to actually kind of go through and break down because this is really important. Okay, let's see where it comes from. So I'll wait for Kenny's POV. This was so important. Right now, you're going to see why sometimes getting out the hill is very, very important. You can see right now the game's almost over, okay? Most of the time, people would sit in the hill and be scared to kind of get out. You got 9 seconds left for the victory. But what Kenny does is so well, is so smart. He goes through, he knows that Hydra is going to jump off this ledge. So instead of standing in this hill, he's going to take the angle. Even though he's technically off the hill now, he's going to take the angle and secure that kill. So even though he's not getting those 1 or 2 seconds, right? He's allowed himself to get the kill. And now the rest of the time is even safer. So although he got off for 1 second, that basically guaranteed the victory. So you guys want to make sure when you're playing hardpoint, don't be afraid to get off the hill if you really need to. That doesn't mean you should always get off the hill, but there's going to be certain times where you need to get that kill to make the rest of the time a lot easier to get. And that was a perfect example from Kenny and showed exactly how they were able to win map 1 and the event at the end. So just really good play from Kenny. Getting off the hill, getting through, great stuff here. You can see the hype after the map. I'm an Optic fan. That was, what an event yesterday. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, what an event. It's really, I was like stressed watching New York. I thought New York might, you know, battle through, man, but Optic really showed up. And let's look at the scoreboard there. For me, MVP is Kenny. I know it's obvious to say because of the score, the kills, but just not even just the kills, like the plays he was making this map. For me, this map 1 MVP was Kenny. And yeah, on the other side, Sib kind of fried out as well. But yeah, we'll take that one. That is map 1. YouTube, let me know if you guys want me to break down any other map from the grand final or even the event, any other map. I'm happy to break down. It could be Toronto, it could be FaZe, New York, wherever you guys want me to see. Maybe LA Thieves, how they kind of performed, whatever it is. Let me know down in the comments, and I'll catch you guys for another one tomorrow. Peace.